Hello and welcome to the Big Bang Theory podcast. My name's John. I'm here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Hello.
Dan, everybody loves to cha-cha-cha at Charlton and Cheltenham.
Okay. Cheltenham. Cheltenham.
Cheltenham.
Let's just call it Cheltenham for
All
the
right.
purposes of this podcast.
Let's do
We'll
that.
call both of them Cheltenham.
Yes.
Why did you do the intro? It sounded like you were falling down a well.
Hello. Don't know. It felt like the thing to do.
How many wells are there in Exeter?
Well. No one's ever asked me that before. St Anne's.
St Anne's Well, yeah.
Yeah.
The St Anne's Well actually nowhere near the St Anne's Well pub. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so.
The actual St Anne's Well is like by the Iron Bridge. For some reason, the pub by there is called it.
Yeah, don't know. What other wells are there?
Well, there's the well that's in the well house.
Oh yeah, the well that's in the well house. That's two.
So that's two. Just two wells. As far as we know.
Yeah. So all is not well.
If you've got a well in your back garden,
Yeah.
email in.
Please do. We'll come round and inspect. Check no one's fallen down it.
Yeah.
Anyway, City were home on Good Friday to Charlton Athletic. And it started as a very good Friday.
It did. First 10 minutes or so, sort of,
It was
we were
great.
absolutely purring.
Yeah, pass and move.
No pun intended.
No. We were all over them, weren't we? We really were. Lively attack.
Oh, we were all looking at each other going, this is good, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is good. Oh, this is good. We're playing really well.
Silly us.
Well, you know.
Fool me once, Gary Coldwell. Fair enough. Fool me twice. Fool on me. Is that the saying? Is that the saying?
Yeah, fool on me. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
good.
it. He's fooled a lot of us. I don't know. Is that fair? No, we've been made to look like fools for doubting him.
In a way, but also, I foolishly thought this is going to be liquid football for 90 minutes, and it was not.
Fools everywhere.
Fools everywhere. Anyway, City went ahead on about 11 minutes, was it?
About that.
Purrington got the goal, his first goal for City.
Yeah. Cross from the right hand side. Ben Purrington, sort of unmarked header in. Good, bad defending. Good goal.
But I think we made the defending bad by all the good passing. We were pulling them. All over
Hither
the place,
and yon.
Yes, that's right. So I think that made the space for Purrington to do that. I mean, the defender should have done better, but
Yeah.
and probably the keeper.
Yeah. Keeper could have had it. Anyway,
I
1-0
think up.
we deserved to go ahead.
Yeah.
Good for Ben Purrington to get his first goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't the same, was it?
Well, after that, it was just sort of, 80 minutes of just boring, wasn't it, really?
But also, like, I get that it's like, we did it. We were all over. We controlled the game well. You could give that kind of story to it, couldn't you? And the first half, fine. Like, they obviously a well-financed team. There were some good players in the team. They responded. Second half.
Yeah, well, also, there was a let-off in the first half, and Purrington, again,
Yes.
clears one off the line.
Yeah.
No conclusive video proof that didn't cross the line.
No.
I don't think it did.
It was
But
close.
it was a close one, yeah.
And then second half, we came out. Obviously, we realised we'd been under the cosh, and then we had a lot of the ball, a lot of pressure for first half an hour of the second half. But it's the same old thing with City. Don't know what to do with it in the final third. No idea.
Well, yeah.
Wasn't it?
Serious lack of goals this season. Everybody knows that,
Yeah.
regardless of how well we've done overall. To kind of steady the ship and keep ourselves well out of trouble. But yeah, I had this whole sort of spiel planned to try and take some of the blame off the individual attackers.
Oh, yeah.
Because to look at, I haven't had many of them this season, but to look at everybody we've had playing up front,
Yeah.
no one scored any goals in that position.
No.
So that leads me to suggest probably that it's more of a kind of like it's how we approach attacks and how we build attacks and how we make those things happen. And that looked like that against Charlton when Milenic Ali came on and whoever else was playing kind of almost alongside him at that point. They just kind of seemed to split completely wide.
Yeah.
Like, so, and then I guess the idea being that we provide some sort of cutbacks from the byline.
Yeah.
And then with the idea being, and this makes sense given who's scored this season, which is more like kind of midfielders. Well, so they're trying to score goals by people arriving in the box.
Yeah.
You know, the likes of Harris and whoever else. You know, like pulling and the strikers being there to get to the byline and pull the ball back. We have seen it work on occasion, you know, like not much, but it seems like a strange thing to me to have as your number one attacking tactical approach. However, we'll come on to it a bit later. Moisa one-on-one with the keeper against Cheltenham, and within about 2 minutes of the game, you just can't hit the target. So, kind of spoiled my big spiel there.
I think it's
really.
I think I like the spiel and I like the theory, and I think you look up sometimes, and there's 3 fellas in or around the byline corner kick area who've come probably from our half, so it's been a kind of counter attack from our half, and then they all end up in the corner and there is no one in the middle, or there's one person in the middle,
Yeah.
and you think, well,
Yeah, that's how we've been building attacks.
Yeah.
And I don't think that is. I just don't know if that. I mean, that would go some way to explain why we haven't scored many goals this season. I would
Definitely.
suggest.
yeah, 100%.
And I would think that's something we need to probably work on, and maybe have a look at maybe doing things a little bit differently. You know, like there's been times, you know, when Sonny Cox scored that brace, for example, where he was released in behind. Now you can't always do that. You know, you can't always catch teams. Teams aren't going to allow you to do that every single time. And the way we do it is more of a kind of, when you're playing a possession build-up game, it makes more sense to do that in a way, because there's no space in behind. Because why would there be?
Yeah.
Like, unless the teams come on to you. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just inclined to think a bit that the way football works and the different types of attack, that certain methods just aren't going to result in the kind of the forward player scoring, because they're in a way that's kind of not set up for them to do that. They're kind of there to, you know, be a kind of focal point, just bring other people in. And so I think in a way that's why maybe we could look at like the low return of who, you know, the players we would say were strikers, centre forwards, Cox, Moisa. Who else has done that? The Admiral? I don't know. Whoever else has done it. You know,
Yeah.
not many people really.
Well, James Scott, wasn't it?
James Scott, of course, forgot all about him. Yeah. So, but that's something. But anyway,
Well, we got the lead. We didn't take advantage of our possession in the, third quarter of the game, and then Charlton.
well, we created very little.
Yeah.
Second half.
Yeah.
In terms of real chances, I don't think the keeper had a save to make.
No, I think that's right. The only thing he had to do was pick the ball out of the net for Purrington, and after that, it was nothing.
Yeah.
And then Charlton's attack.
Well, they brought on.
Got some good players.
They brought on a couple of players, didn't they? They brought on Ladapo and Chukwuemeka.
Yeah, that's right.
Both players we've come up against many times over the years.
Yeah.
For various other kind of horrible teams they played for.
Yeah.
And yeah, the goal was kind of coming, wasn't it? You know, and I think if you include the one they had cleared off the line in the first half, and then the one they scored, which what was it again? It's a header, wasn't it?
Yeah.
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 Oh no, it's an
It was
own
with
goal.
Diabate,
It's an
wasn't
own
it?
goal.
Yeah.
Not much Czech could. I mean,
No.
once he hadn't, challenged for the header, there wasn't much he could do about it. You can argue that maybe he should have been challenging for the header in the first place, but it kind of just hits him and goes in. And then they win it.
Yeah.
Right at the end, Alfie May threw on goal. A little bit of justice for the, for him getting Aimson sent off in the reverse fixture. Takes it too wide and then misses kind of an open goal, but from a tighter angle than it needed to be, I suppose.
Yeah, agreed.
So, yeah.
I mean, overall, you're like, well, points fine. and obviously we're ticking up towards where we want to be. It just felt like a missed opportunity, really, and felt like
Well, it definitely was fine. I mean, again, it's a strange thing between the way it looks on paper and the way it looks in front of your eyes. The last 5, 3 wins, 2 draws, 2 clean sheets, 9 goals.
Yeah,
11 points.
That's very good. Doesn't feel that good.
No, but then it doesn't matter in a way, though, does it?
Doesn't matter in a way.
It doesn't matter because that's the facts on paper, and that's what Caldwell would say to you if you see it now.
Yeah, he's not coming in, is he?
Well, no, not unless he storms in uninvited.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Does frequent this area of the city.
Okay, so that was another point that put us to 48, and then Cheltenham yesterday, another full round of fixtures in League One. Cheltenham obviously
anything
not.
else to say about that? I mean, there's not much else to say about it. I was just worried we skated over that game, but I don't think there's much else to say, is it? I mean, the usual kind of substitutions were made. Well, no, were they?
Easter came on right at the end.
Yeah, Ali, let's move on. Charlton. They've done Cheltenham.
Easter Monday. Hartridge back in the side.
Yeah.
Surprise to everyone.
So, obviously, Zach Jules still suspended for
the
tunnel incident.
Yeah.
Ben Purrington wasn't allowed to play because of concussion protocol.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't know what happened there.
Hit his head, presumably.
Hit his head on something.
Yeah.
So he wasn't allowed to play. So then, left side of defence. Caldwell likes to do. I mean, he could have put Diabate in there, doesn't he? But he wants to have a left-footed player.
That's what he likes.
Yeah. So Hartridge comes back in. Forgotten man.
Yeah.
And on Easter Monday, no less.
Yes. Significant?
The resurrection.
Oh, yeah.
The resurrection of everyone's favourite farmhand, Alex Hartridge.
Yeah.
Sue Hartridge.
So, it's Sue Hartridge. Yeah. He's back for now.
He's back for now. Oh, it was nice to see, was it? And he had a really good game. He did all the Hartridge things. Defended really well.
Yep.
Loads of headers.
Yep.
And fair few overhit passes.
Absolutely standard. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, it's sad, isn't it, really? Because I think he's going at the end of the season.
Feels that way, doesn't it?
That's my... well, that's what my friend who spoke to him seems to think is happening.
Yeah.
He's been with us a long time. He's not been getting any games. He's only got in because 2 other players ahead of him are injured. Both those 2 players, I believe, are still going to be with us next season, right? Or fairly likely to be.
I think so, yeah.
He probably wants to move on and play. He's a good enough player, isn't he, to be playing every week?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Whether he does a Jack Sparks and another League One team picks him up and he does really well for them, or whether he ends up back in League Two, we'll see. But I'll miss him if he goes.
Oh, absolutely. Can I talk about the bizarre reselection of Wildschut?
Yeah, okay, go on then.
Well, why does he keep picking
He's been
him?
back in at the start.
I don't get it.
Well, I think, I'm...
Overranking, it doesn't make any sense to me. Because if we're betting on Wildschut for next season, can we not? Because he's not up to it.
It's weird, isn't it? I would say both the 2 matches that we played over the weekend, he sort of played quite well.
Yeah.
But he's kind of, I don't know, it's a weird one, isn't he? There's obviously clearly kind of stuff missing from his game, or whether that's kind of like thing because he's kind of past his sell-by date, I don't know. But
I'd also put Niskanen into this category, by the way, but it seems like Caldwell was absolutely set on him.
Yeah.
And I do get with Niskanen, there are some really useful traits.
Well, they're absolutely both players who I would think, if we'd brought them in and they were both being used, and if they weren't first choice, I'd be absolutely fine with them.
Yeah.
Do you mean, especially Niskanen as someone to bring on or to play in certain types of games,
Yeah.
or or the things like that, I'd be like, yeah, he's really good. He's a great squad player to have. I'm not totally convinced on having him as a regular starter because I feel like most of, I don't know. Like again, they both lack kind of any end product really at all. Don't you mean? And they don't even, maybe that'll change. I don't know. Like, but that's my thoughts. I'd rather they were in an ideal world they'd be backup rather than
I'd agree with
starters.
that. However,
but there is injuries, isn't there? With Wiltshire, I think like Harper was obviously starting over him, but he's just coming back from injury. We did see him come on, didn't we? So
yeah. However, Ryan Woods, I hope we can keep for his entire career.
He's absolutely brilliant, isn't he?
Yeah.
In both these last two matches, he's just been superb. I think you've got. If we were given the option between keeping either him or Tom Carroll, I would keep Woods every day of the week.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Carroll is really good and has actually had a good season for us in some respects. I think when we're at our worst, he looks like the kind of lightning rod for it all because of the things he does.
Yeah.
And we're at our best, he looks like the most useful player out there. My issue with him isn't necessarily those things. It's not the fact that he kind of just plays it back and plays it sideways and stuff like that. I don't necessarily mind that so much. I just think he cannot defend at all.
No.
And I think you need to be able to do that a bit. He's been he's cost us like several goals for just from his complete inability to do any kind of defending. Like at the weekend, the Cheltenham game, he had 3 chances to clear that to clear the ball leading up to their opening ball, and he just miskicked it every single time. Just boot it. In that situation, I know sometimes you want to. I like the endeavour to play out, but you got to hoof it one of those 3 times. That was completely his fault. I can think of at least 2 or 3 other occasions where he's cost us goals. I think you need to. I want to have Ryan Woods in there. I think we should do everything we can to keep him.
Yeah.
Reece Cole, another one who kind of like. But then, I'm not sure what you do then about. And I think if it was up to me, I think I would probably try and replace Carroll with someone who is a bit. Someone who is good on the ball. If we're going to play the possession game, we need someone who's good in possession and good at recycling and all that kind of stuff that he does. But we just need someone who can defend a bit better. And cover more ground.
Yeah, I wonder if it's Jake Richards' place. I wonder if Carroll stays another year and Richards takes over for him.
Is he that kind of guy?
Could
Richards?
be. I think he could be.
We haven't seen
enough of him.
I don't think it would probably be a bit too early for that.
Maybe. Anywho. Carroll gives away the goal. This is second half, isn't it? So it's 0-0 half time. And we're down 1-0 on about 51 minutes.
Okay. Is that right? Is it 0-0 at half time?
0-0 half time. And then within 5 minutes of the Cheltenham goal, we've equalised. And again, Carroll's involved in a positive way.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of causes both. Well, I say to call. He doesn't get the assist for our goal, yeah. But Luke Harris scored it.
Yep.
He also wins the ball back.
Yep.
In the first instance, plays it to Aitchison, who comes inside. Carroll. This is what he does brilliantly. Actually, I mean, I haven't seen enough of him really of doing this. Is these like quick assists? First time pass back to Luke Harris. Great finish with his left foot.
So that's 1-1.
I think we've started to. If we'd had Luke Harris from the start of the season, I know maybe things would be different. We might not have had Trevitt or whatever else happened, but like. He has grown into it, hasn't he? As the second half of the season has gone on, and it started to affect games more. He does so much off the ball, and it's great to start seeing a couple of contributions from him as well. And that was a really good goal. Really good goal.
Really good goal.
If we could have seen more throughout the season, and maybe this is kind of we're getting somewhere with this, that of the goal against. The first, the only goal against Charlton and the first goal against Cheltenham, goals like that, if we could see more like that, then great, and hopefully that's the direction it's going in. That's certainly what Cole will be wanting. Goals of that nature. Do you mean?
And he had
where you just play through teams basically.
And Colwell had a good January transfer window. Look, there's no denying it.
No. Brilliant.
So if he
Well,
can,
good,
I'd say
Well, some people. I mean, it's Moisa's the one, isn't it? He'd say,
Yeah.
he hasn't really done much, but
if he can replicate something like that in August, maybe we're looking at a quite different season next year. Anyways, it's 1-1 until the 90th minute.
terrible weather, terrible pitch.
Yeah.
There's huge flooding in the goal mouth. First half especially, it's hammering it down.
Yeah.
It eases off second half, doesn't it? The rain.
Yeah, it stopped raining by the second half, but obviously the damage is kind of done.
Yeah.
Ball's getting stuck places, not running the way you think it would, etc., etc. We carry on till full or 90 minutes, and then if anyone suggests this isn't a penalty, I don't know what they think penalties are.
Well, Reece Cole comes on. This is important.
Yeah.
Because he takes the corner.
Yeah.
Little short corner. And then he plays it out to the edge of the box where it's Niskanen.
Yeah.
Has a shot. Defender handballs it in the area. It's a penalty.
Definite penalty.
Of course it is.
He's got his hand stuck out.
There might have been... You could have an argument. I think you could have an argument 10 years ago plus that that's not a penalty. 5 at a push.
Yeah.
Because you go, oh no, it's too close, protecting his face, all those things that people used to say. Regardless of whether or not we now have VAR in the lower leagues, which we don't, everyone looks to the Premier League for the way to do things, and refereeing comes, from the top down. That's a penalty.
Yeah.
You put your hand up, and also the other thing is, he made it look like more of a handball than maybe it even was by bringing his arm up in a kind of dramatic way like this. The referee's looking right at it.
Yeah.
You can't have any complaints. There's a couple of shouts for them to have penalties or something at the other end or stuff, and maybe they got a bit unlucky, but you can't say that's not a penalty.
Ref gives it. Reece Cole steps up, puts it away.
Yeah.
2-1.
2-1.
Very nice.
Really nice win, yeah.
Travelling fans, of which there's loads, go bananas.
Yeah.
51 points.
Good Monday.
Good Monday to you.
Yeah.
That's
us done.
That's us done, isn't it?
I think it's mathematically us done as well, right?
Not quite.
Yeah, but is it not? Yeah, but isn't it? Because I think quite a lot of haven't they got to play each other enough for it to... teams below us, have they not got to play each other enough for us to be now mathematically safe?
Oh, maybe. There's not enough points available. Port Vale are the top relegation team, 21st. They've got 6 games left. They're on 39. So the most they can get is 18 points. We're 12 points ahead of them. So you're right. If them and Cheltenham have got to take points off each other and Burton and all that, it may be. I mean, to all intents and purposes, it's done. What I would say is, probably it's out of those bottom 5 now. Cambridge are 6 points ahead of Port Vale. They're in 19th. So it's Burton, Port Vale, Cheltenham, Fleetwood, Carlisle. I think Carlisle are definitely down.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's interesting as well, if you look up, is City are 15th on 51, which is the same as Bristol Rovers, Wickham, and Wigan. So up to 12th. So we could still have our top half finish.
We could.
Not at all outside of the realms of possibilities. So there we go. Well done, boys. Well played. Well done, Gary. You got us over the line.
I mean, you can't...
There's been a great big upturn in results. There's no denying it.
No. And you know what I think is important? The important thing is we have the players and have absolutely given it everything and battled. You cannot...
Stuck with him.
You can't... And I know won't be the case with a lot of teams, especially ones below us. The players have got behind it all and have worked so hard. We've had so many battling performances. And even when we've been really struggling to create anything, there's not been any kind of lack of endeavour or lack of effort at all. And that, I think, is the most positive thing to say about this season.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they've really bought into him, haven't they? No doubt about it. Whether we have or not, it's a different conversation, but they've really... he sold it to them, which is obviously half the battle. If the thing he was selling was more fit for purpose, we'd have a winning combination on our hands. But
well, I mean, yeah, so...
Maybe it will be.
I think we've got something like... It's the home... Overall, I think goals scored is 0.8 something per game,
Right.
which is bad.
Yeah.
Goals,
Yeah.
that is. And at home, it's 0.7 per game,
Yeah.
which is really bad.
Yeah.
And that is something that's the main thing we need to have to work on for next season. We'll come on to other, possibilities and things for next season. For example, very, very likely, if not guaranteed, that we won't have Sinisalo next season, and he's been worth a fair few points.
Yeah.
So last season we finished 14th.
Yeah.
Only one place higher than we currently are, and we were on 50. We got 56 points.
So there's every chance of beating that.
So if we get 2 more wins, that would take us above that.
Yeah.
That would give us 57.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you cannot, facts don't care about your feelings, John. That's what everyone says now.
That's
on
what
the
they
internet.
say. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that in a second. Welcome back, everyone, to the Big Bang Theory podcast. Remember, you can email us, bigbankpod@gmail.com. Find us on Twitter @BigBankPod, and we're on Facebook as well.
Don't forget to get in touch about whether or not you've got a well.
Yes. Yeah, please let us know.
And have you been to it?
If you've got a well, presumably you've been to it.
I don't mean metaphorical well.
What, no, a well of strength.
Yeah, I mean, if
You mean a hole in the ground with
literally
water?
got a well in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
garden.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let us know. So there's 2 games coming up. Stevenage Saturday.
Yes.
Jamie Reed's Stevenage, who are, well, they were right up with in the promotion push, weren't they? They've dropped off to some extent.
It was always going to be hard for them to maintain that early season position, wasn't it? They've done well to stick around where they are, to be honest, I think. But
they're 3 points outside the playoffs, so they'll be wanting a win.
Well, this is the thing. Are we going to be on the beach?
Yes.
Now, I don't think... Who knows?
That's not a Coldwell attitude, I wouldn't think.
Well, remember what happened last season?
I do remember what happened last season. Diabolical.
The minute we were safe, we lost every single game.
But that was more because the players were off, wasn't it?
Maybe, well,
Yeah.
but maybe a load of these ones are off as
Maybe a
well.
load of-
You know, like I don't think we can tell what the mindset's going to be until we, until they give us the opportunity to see it. So Stevenage, they are only a win away from, depending on other teams' results, of getting back into the playoff places.
Yeah.
Only 3 points. Well, I mean, they're 3 points behind Lincoln with a significantly worse goal difference. But either way, they're going to be really trying. There's enough games left for them to kind of like have it's in their own hands to get back in there.
Yeah.
And we, like, as we said, now kind of nothing to play for. One of those mid-table teams with nothing to play for. I like to think that we won't seem to be on the beach. I don't know. I like to think that, like I said, we've been trying really hard. The effort's been like right up there.
Yeah. We could finish in the top half. We could better last season's total, which was 56, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure these are things that players massively care about.
Top half feels better than bottom half.
I think, I'm sure it does. I just don't think it actually matters to them in any real sense.
Maybe not.
And as long as they're not getting relegated, or have the chance of getting promoted, I'm not sure it really makes any difference.
No, I think you're probably right. And then it's Orient on
Tuesday night, the rescheduled.
That's right. They're in 10th, but they can't. They're like us. They can't do anything.
No. So that one will be even, a real dead rubber.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. On one hand, I think, like, what's this squad going to look like next year? Gary's got a bit of working out to do. Maybe he'll try some weird things. Is like Jake Richards getting a turnout? Is Harry Lee getting a turnout?
Harry Lee's broke his arm, so I don't reckon
he
will.
hasn't
But,
he?
yeah, maybe. Like, we haven't seen anything. Jake Richards hasn't really been around the first team squad, has he? Like, since the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Or any of the young players, actually.
No.
None of them have been.
No.
I saw one of them in the co-op after the match on Good Friday.
Oh yeah, which one?
I can't remember.
Oh.
I knew I recognised his face. I want to say it could have been Beardmore,
Oh yeah.
or it could have been Smallcombe.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe one of them.
Yeah.
Can't remember who the other ones are. Don't know.
Mia Daniels, the
Definitely
new
wasn't him.
the new Irish fella Cummins.
No, he's on loan. They're both on loan somewhere
Are they?
anyway, aren't they? I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what he does.
I think we're not. I think that may well come, but not yet, because I think we're not even 100% sure if we are mathematically safe yet. Although we pretty much are.
Yeah.
And maybe literally are. But so I think these two games we might not see anything too different. We may do, but I wouldn't have thought so. Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of
Then after that really is the last kind of, that's the home straight then, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Because at one point, January, we were like, oh, we're going to need every game to kind of maximise our chances of staying up. Actually, we've never dropped into the relegation zone. We've never been any closer, not much closer than we are now, have we? There have been a few games when results looked like we were going down to 18th or 19th.
We barely even bothered it, haven't we? Barely even bothered 18th
But it really
place.
felt for a time like we were doomed.
But we didn't win for 100 days.
No, we didn't.
There is that, and we've scored a kind of such a meagre amount of goals all season. But yeah, I think we have. I mean, looking back, it feels like we've been incredibly dramatic.
Yeah.
Especially on this podcast. I mean, unfortunately for us, this is all out there. I mean, we could delete all those episodes, but we're not going to. I mean, where we kind of, it's a bit embarrassing now, isn't it? The way we've gone on about it, as if it was like the end of the world and the club was about to fold, and we have to not only break up the trust board,
Yeah,
but actually probably kill most of them. I think that's what we were saying.
it's something like that.
Weren't we saying that Hawker et al. should be killed?
I certainly remember you saying
I
that.
don't. Well, I think it was you that actually said it, but
Yeah, well, it's one of those.
but I think now it feels a bit like, well, what were we worried about?
It was
this
dire,
is
though, Dan.
absolutely standard.
It was dire.
If anything, this is exactly what we wanted, and all we could have hoped for, if not a little bit better.
I think what we've got to remember is we've got to give him absolute credit, because since the end of January, February and March have been very good months.
I'm not, too big a man. Is that right? Too small a man? I'm absolutely fine with admitting that Caldwell is the right guy for the job. He has proved that he has been capable of fulfilling all of the objectives that were given to him.
Yeah.
And that's just, there's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
Has it been the most entertaining season? No. Did I ever ask for it to be? No.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
None of us did. It's great to get what you want on the results-wise, and to be entertained along the way. That's brilliant. We've been a little bit spoiled by being kind of one of the best teams in League Two for about 5 years running. But you can't have everything.
No, you can't have
and
everything.
we've got the thing which is far more important.
Yeah, oh yeah. And we've done it with games to spare.
Yeah, and we're still trying to establish ourselves in League One. If after, 7-8 seasons in League One, we're still every year finishing 15th, 14th, and the football's absolutely dire.
Yeah.
Then maybe we could start to go, oh, maybe this is, we want more from this. But for a second season in there, to have our only complaint be we didn't play attractive enough football and we didn't score enough goals. Pretty good place to be, really.
You're not wrong.
I mean, ask any of the team. Ask Carlisle, what
yeah.
they'd rather have. Ask any of that Cheltenham. Ask any of those teams down there. Burton.
Yeah.
Grim.
All right. Fair enough. Well, good. So we're calling it, right? We're calling safety.
Yeah,
All right.
I think so.
Peace and safety. Thanks for listening.
Hang
everyone.
on.
Oh,
There's a major talking point.
what's that?
The vote for the new third kit.
I do apologise. Yeah.
So,
So if you haven't looked, this is trust members could vote, right?
trust members only. And if you're
Two
listening to
snazzy
this
little numbers.
and are not a trust member,
Yeah.
then I would suggest
Becoming one.
you should become one.
Yeah.
And, get on it.
So talk us through the two shirts.
Let me talk you through them. So we're keeping the home shirt.
Home shirts does another year.
Yeah. We're
Second
getting,
and third shirts are going.
Yeah.
This is a vote for the third shirt.
So presumably that means that the new away kit is decided by somebody else.
Yeah. Adidas or the board or
Yeah.
Sweeney's wife or whatever.
Somebody else. So
Yeah.
we get to choose the new third kit.
Reece Cole's dad.
Why not?
Niskanen's
Jordan. No,
t-shirt.
Jonathan from Thrifty.
I mean, I'd let Jonathan choose everything.
Let's let him decide. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if he's speaking to me through the medium of
Oh, right.
telepathy, but he's not.
You don't know.
Well, I can't hear him. It's not your fault, Jonathan.
So, option A.
Yeah.
Black shirt
Yeah.
with white... I'm reading this from the Trust website.
Yep.
Black shirt with white collar, shoulders, sleeves and pinstripes across the body and a gold trim. Let me just add in there that they are diagonal pinstripes. The shorts would be white with gold Adidas stripes on the shorts, while the socks would also be white with black cuffs at the top. That's option A.
Yep.
Option B is inspired by the promotion-winning shirt for the 2008 playoff final at Wembley. Option B is a white shirt with red sleeves and Adidas stripes and a gold trim on the collar and sleeves.
The Rob Edwards shirt, we call that.
Call that the one, the Rob Edwards, yeah. And then it says the shorts would be red with white Adidas stripes on the shorts, while the socks would also be white with red cuffs at the top.
Okay.
Right.
Lovely.
What are you saying? What have you voted for?
I voted Rob Edwards.
Me too.
I think it's classy.
It's the only sensible choice.
Lots of people are into the other one, though, aren't they?
Exit polls
Yeah.
seem to suggest
We've been sat
to me
outside the trust.
that the black one's going to win.
Yeah, okay.
And I think this is just classic of my life for this to be the case.
Someone ruined it. Someone else ruined it for you.
It's so obviously a worse of choice. My brother said it looks like an MK Dons kit, and he's right.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
And then
The
some
other one
people
looks like
going
Bayern Munich.
yeah, but who would you rather look like? Bayern Munich or
yeah.
MK Dons?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I choose Munich every day.
Hate the diagonal pinstripes.
Oh, yeah.
That looks terrible. It looks like a really one of those horribly decorated Barrett show homes, where people have got these kind of gold-plated crap everywhere and kind of black sofas and stuff. It just looks like that to me.
I mean, I like both of them. I just much prefer the white with the red stripes.
It's awful.
Oh, dear.
It's awful. You like that horrible purple England kit there as well. So
Yeah, I
don't think you should get a vote either.
I've paid my trust money. I'm allowed to vote.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not. After this, I think maybe we should have a rethink about that because I don't think that it should be that democratic.
Wow.
Well, if people are going to make bad choices, then let's go for more of a dictatorship
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean,
model.
that is what Stalin thought worked. Okay.
Well, you could argue that it did, to a point. So, if you care about anything good in the world,
Yeah.
then vote for option B
Okay.
because this is a really nice kit and it's basically the same as the one from 2008.
Yeah. But Adidas.
And that was a great year. And this one, but it's made by Adidas. It's like,
What's not to like?
yeah.
I
suppose you could argue that I shouldn't get a say in it, given that I have absolutely no intention of buying either of them.
I mean, that is probably legit.
But
Complaint.
I don't know. It's obvious. Come on, it's absolutely.
I wonder if this means
no-brainer.
that the second shirt will be blue.
Could be. It could be blue. It could be some sort of luminous. Couldn't it?
Lumo.
We haven't had a lumo.
Although Adidas generally don't do Lumo.
Do they not?
Well, not in the way that Joma loved a
Yeah,
Lumo.
they do. What about that tennis ball kit Arsenal have got this season?
Yeah, that's different. What I'm thinking is it won't be like plain, like man who works on the roads jacket.
High vis.
High vis.
Well, no, but that doesn't mean it won't be Lumo.
No, yeah, right. It could be Lumo with a pattern.
Could be yellow, could be blue,
Yeah.
could be... Yeah.
I'd like it to be Lumo, and in the pattern
Yeah.
is Tim Martin from Weatherspoon's face.
Okay. Doesn't support City.
No, but he is from Exeter, and he is an absolute swine, so, stick him on a shirt.
Why?
No, I don't know why. I just thought it'd be stupid. Here's what I actually have. Joss Stone and Chris Martin in an embrace.
Yeah, getting off of each other. Nude.
Nude.
Yes.
But only
An
like magic eye
artist-
style, so you had to stare at
An
it.
artist's impression of
Yeah.
Joss Stone and Chris Martin
A bed.
having it off.
Yeah.
Stitched in to the...
Oh, lovely, yeah.
yeah, like they've got with the big badge on the silver kit this
Exactly
year.
that.
Like that kind of effect,
Yeah.
like...
But it's Stone and
What position?
Martin, Starkers. What position? Left back. Oh, I see what you're asking. Don't know.
Okay,
Artist impression.
I'd be up for that.
That's what Chris Martin said.
No, I reckon if you're going on status...
Yeah, who are you going to have?
What do you mean?
What status? Tisdale's hat.
Imagine if we had Tisdale on the shirt. I mean, we're going for Tisdale was the manager in 2008.
I mean, it's not going to be long until he's
he'll take
sanctified.
he'll take some credit for.
That's not what I
for
mean,
that.
is it? When you made a saint.
What
What do you call that?
What is that? What is the
Yeah.
word for that?
Anyway, when that?
Sanitized.
No,
No?
no. Although we have sanitised his history already. It's starting to happen. People are stopping to talk about it when he gave us the sign at Stevenage,
Allegedly.
allegedly. Yeah, he'll be built back into folklore, won't he?
Well, yeah. If I've got anything to do with it,
I
he
know,
will.
but
Yeah.
but he will. That's what happens, isn't it?
Rehabilitated,
Rehabilitated.
sanctified,
Yeah, that's
Is
not
that
the no.
canonized.
Canonised. Well done. Don't you think? Because he's never going to be our manager anymore.
Yeah,
So there's no
Probably.
danger of him replacing Gary or whoever.
but I mean, not an episode of this podcast has gone by, and I don't know how many we've done now, but it's in the hundreds.
Yeah, but we haven't mentioned
We haven't mentioned Paul
because he's a
Tisdale.
very pivotal figure in
He
the history of the
looms
club.
large.
He does.
Yeah.
Perryman and Tisdale in an embrace, a bed.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
Come on.
come on, with hats.
Well, I don't know.
Covering.
Let's if once the canonization
Yeah,
of Tisdale is complete,
yeah,
and I don't think it yet is, but I am out there working on it.
you are.
know.
Yeah, you are
Um,
putting in the hard yards.
Can we not have a kit with a built-in cravat at some point?
Surely,
I've never seen it done.
no.
And everyone, that's kind of, what people know Exeter City for. Michael Jackson,
Yeah,
the manager who had a cravat.
yeah,
So why not combine the two?
yeah,
Let's have a cravat built into the shirt
Yeah.
and all the players wearing one white glove.
yeah. I mean, stupid. It's not been done already.
Yeah. Maybe let's not do the Jackson thing, actually. Let's forget that. Can we have a...
On account of his sex offences.
Yes.
Right.
Can we have a... You can't libel the dead. Can we have a cravat built into the kit?
Yeah, right.
If not now, then soon.
Honestly, I think he'll be brought back into the fold, and that will happen.
Okay, good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Should we end the podcast by talking about Tisdale?
The only way to do it.
I agree.
Thanks for listening, everyone. My name's John. Been here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Cheers.
We'll be back at some point. We're not quite sure when, because it's all a bit messy with
A
holidays
bit
and that.
difficult. You're going somewhere, are you?
I'm going to Scotland.
Scotland, of
Yeah.
all places.
Yeah.
Home of
Home of GC.
with the big fella.
Big lad. The original Braveheart.
Are you going on the Gary Colwell history tour?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. That's
Okay.
why I'm going.
Oh, yeah, good.
So I'll be there. So maybe we'll record.
They're either going to be like an extra episode, like or one or
We'll have
one less.
We haven't decided
Yeah,
yet. It might depend how it goes.
it may well do.
Well, anyway, thanks for listening. We've said all this already, haven't we?
Yeah, see you later.
See you later. Bye.